6 a.m. We are on our way to Colorado. Problem with these early morning road trips is the last thing you want to do is film yourself talking about the trip. And definitely the last thing my wife wants is me to film her talking about the trip. But we're going to Colorado, spend 6 days out in Rocky Mountain National Park again. And hopefully this trip will be able to show you some trails, some of my favorite spots. We have 7 hours left in our drive, and we will see you there. There's a reason that Rocky Mountain National Park is the third most visited national park in the US, because it's an amazing place. It's also the reason that I like to go back time and time again. In fact, I think I go back 2 or 3 times every single year because it's amazing. Also, it's only 9.5 hours away from me, which is the closest big mountains that I get to see. So I often have an urge to get out to the Rockies, and I've been there probably 3 times now this year already. So I love this place. This place is amazing. Downside is there are 4.5 million people there every year, and I think I saw 2 million on July 4th and 2 million this past weekend. So if you go any other time, you're okay. There's a lot of people, but there are ways to avoid the crowds and get out into the backcountry. I'm going to show you some of my favorite spots in Rocky Mountain National Park and take you on our journey that we went on this weekend. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot, and thank you so much for watching this video. Before I go into Rocky Mountain National Park, I make sure that I do not leave without this map. This is a Trails Illustrated Rocky Mountain National Park topographical map with all the trails and backcountry sites on the map, and it's just an invaluable tool that I will not leave without. So get yourself one of these. Link is in the description below, and this will help you out a ton. So like I said, there are so many people in the national parks. 4.5 million go through Rocky Mountain every single year, and that's one of the reasons that I like to go in the off season. So anytime not during June, July, August, September is prime time to go to avoid the crowds. Of course, the farther into winter you go, the less people you'll see, for good reason, but I personally love going in the winter. But here's some of my favorite spots, and I'll take you to my very favorite one first. Glacier Gorge, Mills Lake area, from either the Bear Lake Trailhead, the Glacier Gorge Trailhead, or Sprague Lake. You can get there from all three, and it's just a beautiful hike, and the views that you get at the very end are absolutely incredible. And if you continue on past Mills Lake, you'll see Black Lake, go through some beautiful alpine meadows, absolutely amazing. But I love the Glacier Gorge backcountry site. It's just, you go past the second lake, and it's this nice little secluded spot across the creek. You won't see another human. Most of the crowds thin out just past Alberta Falls. Chances are, in the off season, you won't see a single human. So I've been to several backcountry sites in Rocky Mountain National Park. Glacier Gorge, Andrews Glacier, Old Forest Inn, Upper Mills Creek, several others. And these are some of my favorites. I like to go and get out of the way, get away from the crowds. My wife's parents invited us to come stay at a lodge with them, and so we're like, yeah, we want to get out to the Rockies. I always want to go out to the Rockies, and the reason I keep coming back to Rocky Mountain National Park is it's just easily accessible beauty. And you can get to, like I said, Mills Lake is about a 5-mile round trip hike, and it's just perfect, and then the backcountry side is only another mile. So a 6-mile round trip lands you some amazing backcountry. On top of that, there are many other short hikes that are just beautiful. We did a few on this trip, got to see a lot of wildlife. We saw a lot of elk. Of course, it's the elk rut right now, and so they're very active, which was a fun sight to see, and you'll see a lot in this video because they were just everywhere, as well as the people. Go early in the morning to see or get to the trailheads, because you're going to see a lot of people midday, and most people will just stay in their car and snap pictures from the car, which is not terribly enjoyable to me. I understand the allure of that. It's beautiful country, and you don't have to get out of your car. That's awesome. But I would encourage you, get out of your car and hit the trailheads early, or your favorite places early. Another favorite place of mine is Moraine Park. It's this valley, beautiful valley with a river going straight through it. Elk love to graze there, and there's mountains all around. There's a campground. I stay in the Moraine Park campground a lot. Moraine Park is a beautiful place. I just take a chair, take my backpacking stove, go sit in the morning and have coffee and enjoy it.
About to spend the day on Grand Lake fishing. Yeah.
Third on my list of things you have to do in Rocky Mountain National Park is Trail Ridge Road. And I know I just said don't stay in your car, but this one, stay mostly in your car because it's a little scary going up. But Trail Ridge Road is the highest paved continuous highway in North America. And I think it tops out above 12,000 feet. Just beautiful 360-degree views of the mountains that you just get to drive straight through. And there are some spots I would encourage you to get out of your car at a few of the lookouts or the Alpine Visitor Center. But absolutely one of the things you need to do in Rocky Mountain National Park is the Trail Ridge Road. Take that straight over to the west side, or if you're coming from the west, east side of course. But explore the other side of the park then. We spent some time boating and fishing in Grand Lake and had so much fun. Saw the west side of the park, which feels much more like the Canadian Rockies. It's more vast and open, and it really is an amazing place. And again, the reason I keep going back is because it's easily accessible backcountry for all seasons and all skill levels. You don't need to be a pro hiker, a mountaineer to go into Rocky Mountain. You can enjoy some of those beautiful trails. Just enjoy the real adventure and then the wilderness that's out there. And I'm sure that there is something near you. And actually, I'll be taking you on several other trips to certain national parks in the series. So subscribe to the channel, and be sure to watch every episode as we'll take you through some amazing parks, forests, state parks. We're going to explore some local state parks. Thanks for watching.